Steam clean that whispers. The Kenmore Elite Washer. That's genius.
14.7 seconds remaining. 65-64. Michigan State with the 1-point lead. As you take a look at the game reset, Spartans don't have a foul to give. Shot clock is turned off.
It's going to be important, I think, if you're Minnesota, to get the ball in the hands of either Joseph or Westbrook, but more importantly, do it in a manner where you force Michigan State's defense to have to move. You can't allow them all to be set and have their eyes on the basketball. I'd love to see some misdirection, maybe get them coming off a pin down on the wing.
And watch this kid. He's shown an ability, Hoffarber, to knock down big shots during his career. Now the Spartans call a timeout. The chess match continues.
Great game, honey. Unbelievable win.
Something else unbelievable. A- in algebra.
Wow.
So what are you gonna have?
One of these under 550 calorie meals?
So that's where I get my smarts.
No, that's from your mother.
Introducing Applebee's unbelievably great tasting and under 550 calories menu. Generous portions like our Asiago peppercorn steak and grilled shrimp and island rice. It's all the taste and none of the trade-offs. And another reason why there's no place like the neighborhood.
Let's go, Bron. One shot.
For every tick of the clock.
The Ohio State Boys Championship on the line.
Watch your back.
For every bounce of the ball. For every shot I've ever taken.
Switch. Hey, left.
They're always with me. That's what being there is all about.
(65-64). Michigan State with the lead. If you're Minnesota, you don't want to use up this 14.7. They made that mistake last week against Indiana.
Absolutely. They're going to have a set play out of this timeout that they're going to look to get in right away and look to be aggressive. Remember, they want to initiate the contact. They are in the bonus. So even if you don't get the score, if you get to the free throw line, that's equally as effective.
Watch Hoffarber in the corner. Johnson, the inbounder. They'll try to get it to Joseph. Here's Joseph, guarded by Lucas. Picks up his dribble. Johnson, 9 to shoot. Hoffarber. Back to Westbrook, 5 to shoot. Westbrook, down the lane. Lost it. Batted up. Oh, and it's over. Michigan State comes back from 13 and holds on to win 65-64 to remain undefeated in the conference.
And you can see here Westbrook, he had an opportunity there, that extra dribble into the traffic, just can't get control of the basketball. Credit Michigan State, though. Defensively down the stretch of this game, they were locked and loaded and in tune with everything Minnesota wanted to do.
And the reaction from the Minnesota bench. Different reaction, though, for Tom Izzo and the Spartans. What a great defensive stand. Forcing Minnesota to take a tough shot. The final score, 65-64. Michigan State 7-0 in the Big Ten now, 17-3 overall. For Greg Anthony, this is Gus Johnson saying so long from the barn. We'll send you to Tim Brando in New York with the road to the Final Four in just a moment.
Jets' miraculous run continues. Now they face Peyton Manning and the Colts for the AFC Championship, and the winner is going to the Super Bowl Sunday on CBS.
Undercover Boss premieres after the Super Bowl, only CBS.
It's the California Home Garden and Design Show at the San Mateo Fairgrounds. And for the first time, courtesy of CBS 5, it's free.
Improve your greatest asset with new ideas on home improvement, decorating, and landscaping.
Win a chance to win a $150,000 home remodel from Wooden Bridge, A. Dariano Construction, and University Electric Home Appliance Center.
Also, win an $8,500 bathroom remodel from Leading Renovations and the Wolf Radio.
See thousands of home improvement displays and get in free.
At some point, a car ceases to be just a car and becomes an old friend. And no one cares for your friend like your local AMCO guys. Our technicians are experts in everything from tune-ups to transmissions. So whether your odometer's reached a new milestone or your check engine light is burning bright, bring your old friend into AMCO. People who know, call 1-800-GO-AMCO. Check engine light on? Let the experts at AMCO check it for free. AA MCO.
Name?
Ron Martinez.
Welcome. And my condolences. It's odd. There seem to be a few weekends missing.
The new CBS 5 app is free on your iPhone.
Tim Brando in New York. Those of you expecting the Ohio State, West Virginia, and Oregon State, California games, we'll get you out to your respective tips right after this. CBS Sports College basketball coverage is sponsored by Coca-Cola. Open a Coke and enjoy the game. AT&T, a better 3G experience. And by Bud Light, with the just right taste that's not too heavy, not too light. The difference is drinkability.
How do you turn a washer into a whole new way to custom clean and care for clothes? By turning the drum 5 different ways. The head-turning 5-motion Kenmore Elite Washer. That's genius. How do power and quiet coexist? As it turns out, very peacefully. Introducing powerful steam clean that whispers. The Kenmore Elite Washer. That's genius.
My brother and I are the defending champions.
You guys are gonna get creamed. Yes! Cool it, Sir Pass-A-Lot.
Bring it, Donnie.
What's the deal with all these people rushing to work, drinking their mochachinos, cappuccinos, chocolatinos? Take a look at this. The Denny's Meat Lovers Trio. It's one of 3 new dishes for breakfast lovers being served for a limited time. I'd take one of these over a whatever chino any day.
On the road to the Final Four, we join you from Haas Pavilion in Berkeley, California. Pac-10 action, Oregon State taking on California. Ian Eagle, Jim Spinarco, the rest of our CBS crew. It's Cal controlling the tip. Inside out, they work it to Boykin. Off the glass, no good. Rebound controlled by Tarver for the Beavers.
Interesting matchup from the standpoint, Ian, in terms of tempo. You have a team like California that scores 80 points a game, 60 for Oregon State, so the tempo is so important.
At Cunningham, the Oakland, California native getting to the rim to give Oregon State the 2-0 lead. Beavers coming off an embarrassing 59-35 loss at Stanford on Thursday night. California, impressive win over Oregon, 89-57 on Thursday night. Randall lines it up for 3. And long rebound is controlled by Tarver for Oregon State.
And you notice, even though they had an opportunity with a long rebound, a good example early on that they don't want to get up and down, because that was a great transition opportunity for Oregon State.
Craig Robinson, head coach at Oregon State, making some changes to the starting lineup. Jared Cunningham, a freshman, in there today, and Kevin McShane, a sophomore, getting the start as well. Josh Tarver and Daniel Dean will now come off the bench. This is McShane on the outside for Schaftenar. Had big games against Cal last year. McShane puts it on the floor. High-energy player. And it's going the other way.
A couple of youngsters out on the floor. Craig Robinson's squad just then really not getting the attention to detail, and he lets them know about it.
Robinson told us earlier today, we just don't know who's going to show up game in and game out. The inconsistency of this Beaver squad. Kick out, Randall fires. Can't hit the 3, and the rebound to Schaftenar.
Straight up, they'll switch Oregon State. They usually come 40% of the time with a 1-3-1 defense. They also throw a 2-3, but they're clearly trying to force this out to the perimeter and hope Cal doesn't have a great shooting afternoon.
Oregon State 8-10 overall, 2-4 in the Pac-10. On a dump down, McShane gets the roll on the interior.
Schaftenar at 6'10", the ability to pass the basketball. Terrific look from the left side.
And knocked out of bounds by Calvin Haynes. 4-0 lead for Oregon State. We'll get a substitution. Daniel Dean will check in. Mike Montgomery, what a job he has done for this Golden Bear squad. Now in his second year as the head coach at Cal. He knows this area about as well as anybody. 28 years as a collegiate head coach, 18 at Stanford, then a short stint in the NBA with Golden State. Boykin had it stripped and knocked out of bounds. Cal will retain it with 19 to shoot.
Where Mike Montgomery at Stanford, Ian only won 70% of his games at Stanford. A terrific coach and great understanding of all levels of the game and all facets of it.
Went to the Final Four in 1998. On a cross-court feed, nobody home. Boykin just tossed it out of bounds. Amoki was who he was looking for. But last touch by Oregon State, so Cal will retain it, 16 to shoot. 4-0 lead for Oregon State. This is like a scoring spree for the Beavers, who put up only 35 points the other night. Shot clock is down to 8. Robertson outside, Randall off the penetration. Amoki to the hoop, and the reverse goes down. Omondi Amoki, the sophomore from Oxnard, California. Long and athletic and very quick going to the rim.
And not only that, but a good rebounder also has given him good lifts, hitting the boards for this Cal squad. A lot of pressure on the man-to-man aggressively.
Shaftanar, he's been struggling. On the handoff for Tarver. Shaftanar has range, and he drains it. Long two-pointer for the Dutchman. From Utrecht, Netherlands. Oregon State is 3 of 3 to open play. 6-2 Beavers. And intercepted. It's Cunningham in transition. Good cut by Cunningham. And he draws the foul. The bump will be called on Theo Robertson. Take a look at who's on the floor right now for Oregon State. Haynes, Cunningham, Tarver, Dean, and Shaftanar. California with Randall, Patrick Christopher, Robertson, Boykin, and Amoki. This is a talented Golden Bears team, selected first overall in the coaches poll preseason in the Pac-10, as Cunningham sticks the free throw, a 73% shooter.
And they have had the tough schedule early on. Cal has Iron, and it's been kind of like an up and down. They're starting to get a little bit of rhythm, but this team, Cal, if they get their 3 big guys scoring the basketball and Randall playing that up and down game, they're a different type of look. But clearly, Oregon State with this 1-3-1 look at the front is trying to get a deflection, trying to get a slowdown, and it's fairly effective so far.
Robertson gives it up. Off the fake by Boykin. Plenty of time on the shot clock. 16.5 to go first half. Long jump shot. Patrick Christopher showing off his range. He shoots it at 31% from beyond the arc, and he cuts into the Oregon State lead. 8-5 Beavers.
Scored all of his 21 points against Oregon the other night in the first half. Has lightened it up and really triggered that offense.
Dean, the drive, is a rugged player. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Amoki.
And you see now what's happening here is they're just spotting up. Nobody comes out and recognizes a good stroke. That's the problem with Cal. If you're defending them, they have a couple of guys who really could shoot it from long range and get it off in a hurry.
Haynes breaking down the defense. Counted in the foul. Calvin Haynes, the junior, from Taft High School in Reseda, California.
Know your scouting report, Ryan. He's a lefty. Why do you force him to the left? You got to jump a little bit, go 60-40 defensively, and make him put it on the side of the floor with the right hand.
First foul on Amoki. Haynes shoots it at 61%. And Oregon State already, you can see the energy is there, and it wasn't there a few nights ago against Stanford. They've dropped 5 of their last 7 games. They had 13 second-half points against the Cardinal. Christopher lines it up. Oh, he's feeling it. Patrick Christopher. He's the prototype at 2-guard. He's got that NBA body and very explosive abilities. 2 3-pointers for Christopher.
And it's straightforward. When he plays well, this team generally plays well with him.
Oregon State has not missed from the field. 4 of 4. Shaftanar gives it up for Dean.
Look at their tempo.
Shaftanar. And their first miss of the day. Rebound controlled by Robertson for Cal.
He can shoot that ball well from there, but maybe not that quickly in that shot clock, that sequence. Nobody was expecting that shot to go.
Robertson, ball movement. Boykin lines it up, and he drains it. Jamal Boykin, the transfer from Duke. High effort. Pretty good finisher around the rim. But showing off his perimeter skills, Oregon State's lead is 1. Dean with a ball fake. They spread the floor, Schaftenar.
But not much cutting away from the basketball, too.
Out of bounds, Haynes tried to bounce it inside. Oregon State with a 1-point lead would take our first break. Patrick Christopher, long-range abilities for the Golden
Bears. For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for those who love the games, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
AT&T's 3G network covers over 230 million Americans. It's a lot of people. To prove my point, I asked Gary here to friend request all of them. How's it coming, Gary?
We got one.
That's good.
Oh.
Ah, wow. Becoming a popular guy.
Want 3G coverage? We've got it. 230 million people in 9,400 cities.
Let's get out of here.
Okay.
Okay.
AT&T. Get an exclusive Pantech messaging phone free after mail-in rebate, only from AT&T.
Introducing the all-new Lexus GX. It has the agility to avoid the unexpected, the power to take on any mission, and the space to accommodate precious cargo. Because every great action hero needs a vehicle.
Oh, and this one is tied up. Time out, Boston.
Man, I wish this game would never end. Hey, send it into overtime. Yeah, no problem.
Boston's going to get one last chance. Here's the pass up to Hampton for the win. Oh, he loses control. This one is going into overtime.
Buffalo Wild Wings, you have to be here.
Oh, my!
Pac-10 standings, California tied with Arizona State at 4-2, Oregon State at 2-4. And 8-10 overall. Jimmy, some keys to the game in matching up Cal and Oregon State here this afternoon.
Well, you look at the execution of the 1-3-1. Defensively, Oregon State likes that. They play it about 40-45% of the time. That's designed to slow down offenses and make them think a little bit. The big three for Cal, obviously, if they get it going, we've seen Christopher hit a couple of shots, long-range shots. So if the big three, and keep in mind, Randall is very, very quick with the basketball. So if he gets it going, they're tough to stop. But it's a tempo game. Mike Montgomery's team scores 80 points a game. They'd like to get up and down, play aggressive defense if they can, and go up and down the floor. But you know what? We had a nice little chat with Craig Robinson, and he knows exactly what he's going to try to do with this tempo and make sure his guys stay steady and calm, especially in the first half.
Cal looking for its first lead of the day. 11-10 Oregon State. Boykin, and rebounded by Dean for the Beavers. Oregon State, 6 a.m. practice on Friday morning and a film session after that blowout loss to Stanford. A giveaway. Randall, very quick, pull up, pop, book it.
That's the ability not only to push it down the floor, but how about the 15-foot stop on the dime pull-up jumper? You don't see it as much. It's a great place. It allows guys to run the floor with you, but terrific execution there. One-man break by Randall. That's one of the big three if they get it going.
7-0 run for the Golden Bears. Randall, a dynamic offensive player. First team All-Pac-10 last year as a junior, now in his senior season from Chicago.
Now take a look at the four guys for Oregon State without the ball, and it's great when we have a wide shot like this because nobody's really cutting that much.
Shot clock is down to 4. Schaftenar, does he know it? The runner. Dean battling for the loose ball, and it's controlled by Amoki. Wow. Randall off the mark from three-point territory, saved by Amoki. And he was out of bounds along the baseline.
Well, we'll take a look right here. You get the ball and you go with it right now. And up the floor, Randall understands that guys are backpedaling on him. And you see the orange jersey's backpedaling and you're pushing it down as a guard. You know that if you have his quickness, which I was just a little short of his quickness. A little bit. Just a touch. You can pull up and you can dictate what you want to do.
Kevin McShane has come back on for Oregon State. Brandon Smith in the game for the first time for Cal. He's the freshman from De La Salle High School. And a foul called inside. It'll work against California. Theo Robertson picks up his second personal foul. CBSSports.com is your destination for complete college basketball coverage. Get the latest news and polls, plus commentary from college hoops expert Gary Parrish. It's all at CBSSports.com. Jared Cunningham, highly touted freshman, originally committed to Arizona State before settling in Corvallis, Oregon, to play for Craig Robinson. And a change here. Seth Harver will sit. And Omari Johnson will see his first action, the Los Angeles, California native. Junior from Dorsey High School. Cunningham has it rim out. And it's rebounded by Amoki. Cunningham with 5 points for the Beavers. Kickball, we're tied at 12. 13:06 to play, first half. Big turnaround for Oregon State last season. We talked to Craig Robinson about the expectations this year. He said, yeah, maybe from the outside the perception was this would be a breakthrough year for the program, but he didn't feel that way. Didn't necessarily think there would be the carryover from last year to this year. Felt it was still a work in progress trying to change the culture at Oregon State.
Exactly. And you know, I walked away from him listening to a coach, and we get a chance to talk to a lot of them. His ability to break things down.
Boykin gets the baby hook.
But also his directness, his honesty. And you know what? I really walked away saying, this guy's got a business plan around his program that's going to be very successful. He understands the components of the basketball part of it, and he also understands the components of the marketing and the business side of building a franchise, if you will, in college.
McShane, the Portland, Oregon native, backdoor cut, the drive, and Haynes unable to finish on the interior. Cal up by 2, it was slapped away, and Smith still got it inside for Amoki.
Just what Cal wants to do, and they want to blister the ball up the floor, make sure that Oregon State doesn't have the opportunity to A, go back to their 1-3-1 or any other type of defense.
Haynes jump shot, he drains it. It was an 11-1 run in favor of California. Calvin Haynes, who can create his own shot. He was a 6th man last season, 5 points. Gorgeous move, but Cunningham couldn't finish. I should say Sealy was checked in. DJ Sealy, and a foul call against Schaftenard. California with a 2-point lead as we step away with 11:52 to go, first half.
Introducing the all-new Lexus GX. It has the agility to avoid the unexpected, the power to take on any mission, and the space to accommodate precious cargo. Because every great action hero needs a vehicle.
So what are you gonna have? I'm gonna have one of these under 550 calorie meals.
Applebee's new unbelievably great tasting and under 550 calories menu. It's all the taste and none of the trade-offs.
That's under 550 calories?
And it's another reason why there's no place like the neighborhood.
Everybody down! What's the hold up?
Dude, don't be a hero. I'm not. I've got DirecTV, so I can set my own DVR from here. My favorite show's on tonight. You know, in case this turns into a hostage situation. That's so cool.
No cell phone.
I got it.
With DirecTV, you can easily set your home DVR from any cell phone or computer. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
At Quicken Loans.
We're changing the way Americans get a home loan for the better.
We really listen to you, and that helps us recommend a home loan option that's perfect for your needs.
We'll close your loan at your own house if you want. You don't have to come to us. We'll come to you.
My cell phone's always on. If you need me, I'm here for you.
Every client, every time.
No exceptions.
No excuses. That's what we're all about.
And that's why I love
being a home loan expert.
CBS Sports College Basketball coverage is sponsored by Coca-Cola. Open a Coke and enjoy the game. AT&T, a better 3G experience. And by Bud Light, with the just right taste that's not too heavy, not too light. The difference is drinkability. For Oregon State, Jekyll and Hyde, you're never quite sure what to expect from this team.
Well, we take a look at one of their good performances, the first win since 1993 at Oregon. So Craig Robinson's team come back to the bad side, though they lost some close games. They're 2-6 in games decided by 6 or less. They were 11-5 last year in that. And then we're going to kind of whisper for his Bennett a 51-point loss at home to Seattle, 99-48. So a little bit of everything so far for Oregon State this year.
Before the timeout, Oregon State committed its first foul of the game. Smith lines it up and off the mark. Ball was out of bounds, so the Beavers will take over.
And a pretty good example there with that open shot just then we just saw. Oregon State playing different matchup zones. 1-3-1. Looks like they're going to give that shot up a little bit from the outside.
On the drive, Cunningham gets hacked. Joe Burton set the screen. He just checked into the game. Wide body from Hemet, California. And a Moki on the interior. Called for his second foul. So Cunningham, who has been aggressive. This was a change made by Craig Robinson. Josh Tarver, a senior, had been starting at that lead guard position. And Robinson looking for something else. Cunningham has provided the spark. Seth Tarver, Josh's younger brother, will check back in. Seth, strong senior from Portland, Oregon. And McShane will take a seat. 6 points for Jared Cunningham. San Leandro High School at Oakland. And Josh Tarver has come on for Oregon State, so they'll share the backcourt for the Beavers. Mike Montgomery will make a change. Brandon Smith to the bench. Jerome Randall with a quick rest on that sideline.
Quick rest. He gets on that bike over there. He's been bothered by a sore right knee eye, and he also has a little bit of a bruised thigh. But boy, he is still quick even with those little injuries.
Marcuri Sanders Friesen, the junior from Portland, has come on for California.
Little matchup right now. It's a matchup zone defense, which means you're playing man-to-man on the ball. When your guy vacates, you pick up the next pass.
Randall gives it up for Seeley. Shot clock winding down. The curl. Boykin with a pretty fake, but can't finish it.
Boy, and he held his pivot foot nicely there. Most times guys drag it and they get called for the wall.
Tarver sets things up for Oregon State, trying to regain the lead here with just under 11 minutes to play. First half. Lathan Wallace has come on for the Beavers.
Well, Craig Robinson played at Princeton High, and you see a little bit of the style of Princeton here, don't you? Spread it out a little bit. Not as many backdoor opportunities, though.
Johnson from long range, way off, and the rebound snatched by Seeley, the prolific high school scorer, sophomore from Stockton, California. Pretty fake. Christopher swings it. Sanders Friesen the jump shot.
A little fall away on that shot, too. He's not going to make it to down, and it's going to go back the other way.
Boykin was out of bounds. This week on Dave, don't miss Denzel Washington, Kiefer Sutherland, plus sports bloopers. Monday, catch Bradley Cooper, followed by The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. It's only on CBS. Oregon State has only 9 field goal attempts. They've made 5 of them. 16 attempts for Cal. Burton to the hoop. Gives it up. And Johnson follows his own miss. Can't get it to go. Burton hits the deck. And a tie-up. Possession arrow favors Oregon State, so they'll retain it with a new shot clock, just under 10 minutes to go, first half.
Terrific effort just then by Burton. You see the attack on the glass, and watch at the last second here. Ball goes back over, and Burton's going to go after it. I thought this was a Cal ball, and boy, that's a terrific effort by number 11, Burton, in orange just then to at least retain possession.
Joe Burton, the first Native American scholarship player in Pac-10 basketball history. Tarver off the curl, and the floater goes down for Seth Tarver. Led the Pac-10 in steals as a junior, first Beaver to do that since Gary Payton in 1990. Cal has missed its last 5 shots from the field. Oregon State with a 2-point lead.
And they continue to switch the defenses.
Sealy gives it up. Sanders Freisen with a bullet feed. Shot clock down to 15. Christopher. Rimming no. Rebound for Oregon State has got it. Pressure defense, and the Beavers handle it with Wallace getting it across. Oregon State has looked poised. McShane lines it up. And off the mark from long range. Sealy pushing tempo for Cal. Christopher trailing the play on a dump down for Boykin. Left hand. Jamal Boykin, the Los Angeles native from Fairfax High School. He's got 6 points. He'll do a lot of that dirty work.
Yeah, and sometimes it's better to just stop the ball than try to catch it when you can't get 2 hands on it. Nice little job there to at least slow the ball down and finish it off.
We are tied at 18. Long jump shot doesn't go for Wallace.
There's a run out.
Randall, lead pass. Big finish. DJ Sealy getting down the floor for the Golden Bears.
Watch what happens when Oregon State takes a quick trigger, Ian, and that was one that got away from them a little bit. They come down the floor, it's a fast shot, and then all of a sudden it's off to the races. You can't pick it up because you don't have the balance defensively.
We speak car. Sure, but do we speak hybrid? Yes, we do. And we can say 700 miles on a single tank and EPA estimated 41 mpg city. And all the words stick because they're true. We speak the most fuel-efficient midsize sedan in America. We speak the 2010 Ford Fusion Hybrid. Get in and drive one.
Well, these two teams have very different styles. Oregon State looks to slow it down. California, they have put up a lot of points this season under Mike Montgomery.
They sure have. I mean, one of the things with Mike Montgomery's teams is they just really like to push and push if they can get the opportunities. A lot of that has to do with Randall. But now keep in mind, one of the things with Oregon State, right, we've talked about their defense, but watching their offense, if you look at the balance of this squad right here, you take a look real deep, Ryan. Watch on the outside. Right along here, look at the guys in the set. They're not going anywhere towards the basket. Now, there's 2 things to think about. You're not getting cuts to the basket, so you're not as efficient on offense, but when you set your offense up, you're waiting for the fast break defensively.
Jorge Gutierrez, who has been out since January 2nd with a knee injury for Cal, has checked in.
Now, this is a switch by Cal, right? Now you got a zone. So you can look against the 2-3 to the middle of the floor and the baseline.
Schoftenar back in there for the Beavers. Ball movement. Wallace
and he's
for
big.
Schoftenar.
Yeah, he's big, and he can pass over it. There you go.
Tarver. And it's rebounded by Christopher for Cal. And a giveaway. Schoftenar steps in front. Dean on a spin. Nice discard, but he can't finish on the banker. Foul is called. And Dean, after the miss, called on the personal foul. 7:54 to go. First half, California with a 2-point lead over Oregon State.
There was a town held captive by an evil gas pump. It fed on people's hard-earned money. But along came the Michelin Man, who reminded them the right tire changes everything. And with fuel-efficient tires in place, that evil gas pump wasn't so evil anymore. Michelin Energy Saver AS tires can help save up to 109 gallons of fuel. Michelin, a better way forward.
Introducing the all-new Lexus GX. It has the agility to avoid the unexpected, the power to take on any mission, and the space to accommodate precious cargo. Because every great action hero needs a vehicle.
Hey, everybody.
Not too heavy, not too light. Bud Light. The difference is drinkability.
I brought potato salad.
Look at the game summary here in Berkeley. Cal with a 2-point lead. Oregon State getting to the free throw line, and Cunningham has been a difference maker, the freshman for Oregon State, with 7 points and an assist here at Haas Pavilion. Ian Eagle along with Jim Spinarkle. Pac-10 action between these two schools. Tempo, huge key you thought coming in. Cal wants to go up and down the floor. Oregon State has controlled it.
They sure have, and one of the things I think that's an indicator is the fact that Cal has not gotten to the free throw line. That means that they're not pushing, they're not really slicing to the hole, not breaking down the defense that much. So even though there's a 2-point discrepancy for Oregon State right now, I think they've won the tempo game. Obviously, if this game ended right now, they'd have a problem. But I think when you think about it, with Craig Robinson coming in, as we touched on, let's play smart, let's play under control, but let's play aggressive, go after it, set the tone a little bit, and just relax and play and have some fun.
Oregon State has missed 7 of its last 8 shots from the field after the timeout. Gutierrez from the corner. Jumper doesn't go. DJ Seeley, and rebound to Oregon State. That is an area where Craig Robinson has said his team has really struggled because of the 1-3-1. They don't have a lot of bodies near the rim off of missed shots. Cunningham, the slice, left hand, no good, but a foul called. And Jared Cunningham has absolutely had an impact.
Well, once again, where's the help side? It's a little late getting there, a little bit of a push, but you're right. Cunningham attacking under control, too, with the attacks. And it's really a selective attack mode that Oregon State has been in, and it's worked to this particular point for them.
Cunningham back to the free throw line. He can tie this game. 5 of 6 from the stripe so far today. Now, certainly when you score 35 points, you'd have to expect some changes as a player. Josh Tarver and Daniel Dean out of the starting lineup. We've seen a lot of Dean in this first half, not have seen as much of Josh Tarver, the senior. 1 out of 2 for Cunningham. Randall, lightning quick, doesn't get the roll on the inside. Loose ball, way outside, and knocked over to Seeley, who had gotten back defensively. Randall breaking down the defense. Gutierrez draws the foul. From Chihuahua, Mexico, Jorge Gutierrez will go to the free throw line, where he shoots it at 53%.
Pretty good run here by Randall, too. Look at him splitting and almost the finish down deep, but Randall really making things happen. Nice little lefty slip pass.
Lathan Wallace called on the foul. First free throw of the day for Cal, as Gutierrez is off the mark. Versatile sophomore. First recruit signed by Mike Montgomery when he got the job at Cal. The Golden Bears Defensive Player of the Year last season. Which brings that intangible. Not a big-time offensive player, but that could develop over the course of his Pac-10 career.
Yeah, steals leader generally for this team, and real hard-nosed. That's what he really brings to this team. He sets that tempo. A couple of more backdoor cuts out front. Need to spread the floor just a little bit and time it better.
Tarver tried to drive it. The hole was clogged up. Schuftenar lines it up. Just has not had that shot going down this season. 42% from the outside, 28% from three-point range. They are 0 of 5 from three-point territory. Another giveaway, and numbers developing. Haynes driving in for the deuce.
Protect the basketball first when you're thinking about going to the basket. Great job just then by Haynes, just to put it on his side, on his right hip, and finish it off with the left. A strong power left-handed player.
7 points for Calvin Haynes. Cunningham is the high man with 8.
With it. Nice slip again.
Sanders Freisen, the easy layup.
Perez with a nice little play there too, Ian, just patiently breaking it down. I think you're going to see Cal get a little bit more aggressive with the basketball, putting it on the floor, especially against the 1-3-1 zone and the matchup.
Under 6 minutes to play in this first half. Cal with a 2-point lead.
They're looking for an open floor down the middle.
And a bump out front. Sanders Freisen came over to help. On Tuesday's #1 drama, a new case leads to terror at 20,000 feet. Don't miss a new NCIS. That's Tuesday, only CBS.
A lot of times in the Princeton style of backdoor cutting, you look for cuts through the middle of the floor in your backdoors.
Chaftanar finds Cunningham going to the rim.
Little isolation there with the strength and the size over Randall. Nice isolation, though, with the post.
10 points for Jared Cunningham, the freshman. We are tied at 23. Randall forcing the action, and he draws the foul.
Well, you take a look, Ian, in terms of look at the spread, right? You have this whole area of the floor wide open, okay? And that means that you're going to see backdoor cuts. But now we're also going to see an isolation because you have size advantage, well designed. And what makes that work initially is that you spread the floor out. But what happens defensively there is Cal's going to have to drift over quicker from the weak side to help out.
These have been automatic at the free throw line for Jerome Randall. He is Cal's career free throw percentage leader at 87%. He's at 93% on the season.
And it's hard to do, Ian, at that level. But every year he's improved. The first 2 years combined, he was about 85. Last year, 86. And when you're shooting that well, you say, well, you know, how much better can you get? Well, this kid's gotten a whole lot better.
25-23, Golden Bears. Half court set for Oregon State.
Now let's see if Cal slides to the middle of the floor. You see the weak side guys standing in the paint right now? They've made the adjustment out of the zone right there.
On a skip pass, Haynes got bumped, no call. Gutierrez touched it last. And out of bounds, Oregon State will retain it with 15 to shoot. We'll get a change here for California. Nikola Knezovic, the lefty Serbian, will check in for the Golden Bears. And Gutierrez gets a breather. Cunningham. Tarver loses the ball. And a turnover. Christopher looking to accelerate into the hands of Randall. Jump shot doesn't go. DJ Seeley, who shoots it at 31% from three-point range. Under 5 minutes to go now in this first half. Cal is 2 of 8 from beyond the arc. Tarver gives it up. Cunningham lines it up. Rainbow delivery. It's an air ball. They'll hear it from the crowd.
Yeah, Seeley a factor.
Randall tried to get it to Christopher. It's out of bounds. And an unforced error here for Cal.
I think Christopher was trying to line up his feet for a three-point shot just then and kind of hesitated just a touch.
So far, Randall 1 of 5, 4 points. He's their leading scorer on the season, among the top scorers in the Pac-10 at 19 per game. To the blocks. Chaftanar comes up short on the jump hook. That's a big reason why Oregon State has not been as good this year as they were a year ago. Chaftanar's play has dropped off. Seeley, kick out. Randall forced to pass inside.
So a couple of turnovers right there just allows Oregon State, you know, once again, we're seeing it. They get a turnover. Most teams are like off to the races, but they're not. Oh, here we go, off to the races.
Knezovic. And a foul called in the reach around by Calvin Haynes. 3:46 to play. First half in Berkeley. Cal's got the 2-point advantage over Oregon State.
Everybody down! This is the hold-up! Dude, don't be a hero. I'm not. I've got DirecTV, so I can set my own DVR from here. My favorite show's on tonight. You know, in case this turns into a hostage situation. That's so cool.
No cell phone.
I got it.
With DirecTV, you can easily set your home DVR from any cell phone or computer. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
What's the deal with all these people rushing to work, drinking their mochachinos, cappuccinos, chocolatinos? Take a look at this. The Denny's Meat Lovers Trio. It's one of 3 new dishes for breakfast lovers being served for a limited time. I'd take one of these over a whatever chino any day.
I've set up this simulation so that we, the Donalds, can practice against the Mannings before the big race.
Great idea.
Terrific. You just lost to a piece of cardboard.
We speak car. We speak RPMs, so you can zip by other cars. But we also speak MPGs, so you can fly by gas stations. In fact, we speak MPG so fluently, we can say, the Ford Fusion is the most fuel-efficient midsize sedan in America. Yes, we speak car, and apparently, quite well. Fusion is now Motor Trend's 2010 Car of the Year. Get in and drive one.
You're watching NCAA basketball on CBS.
A witness protection assignment.
For a whistleblower, you seem awfully relaxed.
Leads to terror at 20,000 feet.
There's something on the wing.
New NCIS. Then, what do?
Let's find him.
When everything you got is not enough. A new NCIS Los Angeles after NCIS Tuesday.
Coming up on AT&T at the half, Tim Brando and Seth Davis will get you caught up on all the scores and highlights. Busy day in college basketball, all coming up. AT&T at the half, AT&T in-game analysis, Jimmy.
Well, we talked about the 1-3-1 for Oregon State, and they've slowed Cal down a little bit with the 5 turnovers. 10 combined points for Cal's big 3, so they've been relatively quiet, not getting into the rhythm. But I think this is one of the keys right here, Ryan. We talked about the tempo of both teams. Cal wanting to go up and down. They've only gotten 6 fast break bucket points so far. So far the tempo has definitely tilted in the Oregon State favor.
So this Oregon State team, which had only 13 points in the second half against Stanford on Thursday night, the scoring ability has been a little bit more consistent here this afternoon. Their low point of the season was January the 6th. Oregon State lost to Seattle University 99-48. Their Pac-10 wins have come over Oregon and Arizona, as Knezovic is at the free throw line, 75% shooter, all academic Pac-10 member. Plays point guard, role player. Great attitude. Mike Montgomery has talked about how he's just bought in whatever they've needed from him.
Boy, I know it seems like a while ago, but I didn't think that was a shooting foul. It was dribbled to the basket.
That was a while ago.
Got you on that one, huh?
5 turnovers for each team. California's got a 3-point lead with 3.5 to go in this first half. Spread the floor with Haynes out front.
Good job by Mike Montgomery's team here to change their defense back to a 2-3.
Chaftadar probing now Tarver, and he gets the floater to go.
And a terrific reaction by Tarver against that 2-3 zone. The middle of the floor is the best place to look initially, because then what happens is you really have a 3-on-2 opportunity from 5-7 feet in.
Randall high off the window and rims out. Randall just has not been able to get those shots to go down. He's 1 of 6. Comes in shooting 46% from the field.
You know, and I spoke to him right before the game, and I asked him how was he feeling. He said, you know, the knee is a little sore, and he's got the thigh bruise also. So you could just tell that he wasn't 100% in terms of moving around in the warm-ups before the game.
Oregon State can grab the lead here. Burton comes up short. That rebound controlled by Boykin. Randall, good defense there by Haynes. Boykin straight away. Rebounded by Burton.
See, those types of shots, Cal really needs those to go, not only to get the people in the building involved in the game, but also to get them some juice in their bodies going up and down the floor. Now the early starts, 11 a.m. here.
Burton offhand, he draws the foul.
The teams that like to play fast start at 11 a.m. Maybe there's a slowdown, a little fatigue factor to get it up and running, but they had won so easily really the other night that most of their starters got some pretty good rest. Randall was the only guy who played 29 minutes. Everybody's starters played less.
Second personal on Patrick Christopher. Burton, a 61% shooter at the line. Oregon State has very early practices, so I'm not sure the 11 a.m. tip time is going to throw them off. California may be a different issue, hitting the snooze button the last 5 games. This is going back now, obviously, to the 2005-2006 season, but if you believe in numbers, it's been a rough stretch.
Well, for Craig Robinson's team, this is like the early bird special in the afternoon, isn't it? Late afternoon. I mean, they practice at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. He's got to get up too, by the way.
Yeah. I believe the head coach has to be involved. It's my understanding.
They don't send him a tape of it. The coaching staff has to be there.
We are tied at 26 with 2:15 to play in the first half. Cal has gone nearly 4 minutes without a field goal.
I know that early schedule wouldn't go over too big in my house. I don't know about yours.
Oh, no. We get going around 10 a.m. And a whistle. Burton came out defensively, and a foul called on the big man. Sixth team foul. So Cal will have it on the side. Next one will put them in the 1-on-1 situation. 26-26, Cal, Oregon State. Pac-10 is completely up for grabs this season. Ball fake, Boykin. Ball got knocked away from Sealing. Plenty of time on the shot clock, and Knezovic can reset.
That was Seth Tarver down low. He got his hand on that ball, just sliding back into position defensively.
He's an outstanding defender for this Beaver squad.
Boy, they're really reacting well to their catch. Every guy who catches the ball for Cal has somebody relatively close to them to play them defensively.
Randall using the high screen. Skip pass over to Sealing. And unable to get it to go. This Cal team is now 10 of 26 from the field.
And most of it coming from the outside, especially their misses.
Seth Tarver to his brother Josh Tarver. Schoftenar gets a touch. 13 to shoot. Repost, Schoftenar. Tough shot, and he gets the roll. Oregon State with its first lead since 12-10 early on, and we will hit the 1-minute mark of this first half. The Beavers lead by 2. Contact, no call in the backcourt as Tarver ran into Boykin. Cal's had a tough time just getting into a rhythm offensively.
Absolutely right. I mean, now it's man-to-man. They've switched up the defenses enough. Nope, this is a matchup.
Near steal for Tarver. Randall, wide open look, he missed it. Sanders Friesen trying to control. And it's knocked out of bounds by Oregon State with 33.7 left on the clock. So the shot clock will be turned off. Cal is shooting it at 37%. Brandon Smith checks in, and he replaces Knezovic. Randall is really frustrated. 1 of 7 from the field.
And the lack of fast break buckets and points that we've just touched on a moment ago, I think, has an effect on you when you want to get up and down the floor like a guy like Randall.
Cal can hold for 1. They can either tie this game or take the lead going into the break. Down to 18 seconds left. Tarver defending Randall. And a timeout taken with 14.7. Mike Montgomery will come up with a play. Craig Robinson has been thrilled with the way his team has performed defensively. It's a 2-point lead for the Beavers.
Oh, and this one is tied up. Time off Boston.
Man, I wish this game would never end. Hey, send it into overtime. Yeah, no problem.
Up to Hampton for the win. Oh, he loses control. This one is going into overtime.
Buffalo Wild Wings. You have to be here.
Oh, my.
Next Thursday, very competitive first half here in Berkeley. 28-26, Oregon State leading California. Cal leads the all-time series against the Beavers with a mark of 74-58. Jared Cunningham getting the start. The freshman from Oakland has scored 10 points. to lead the Beavers. 14 seconds left, first half.
And they come out with their 1-3-1 trap.
And a foul called. Randall will go to the free throw line.
That's a questionable one, huh? Mike Montgomery will take that iron, but if you're defending that right now, you have Randall out by the half court, right? He's coming horizontally. He's not going towards the basket. Why come out and try to, I can understand your anxiety to try to get a steal or whatever, but not that far out on the floor.
So you talked about the numbers through the years for Jerome Randall. Started out at 81% and has just built on it. 1 and 1.
See, here's that pressure out front. I mean, a guy who shoots at 90 plus 93%, let him wear down the clock a little bit more, especially way out there.
Randall now 8th on the school's all-time scoring list. 4th all-time in assists, just behind Jason Kidd. 6 points for the senior point guard, Jerome Randall.
Yeah, Randall's limping on the way off, Ian. There's no question about it. He's slowed this afternoon.
Full court pressure. See how Oregon State handles it. It'll be Tarver on a rush across the midcourt line. Schufftenar lines it up. Can't hit the three. Ball tipped outside. At the horn, Tarver. No good. End of the first half in Berkeley. Oregon State and Cal tied at 28. Pac-10 action. Tim Brando is standing by in our New York studio. Time right now for AT&T at the half. Take it away, Tim.
Thanks, Ian. Coming up on AT&T at the half, a look at all of today's action. Plus, we'll preview the matchup between top-ranked Texas and UConn after this message and a word from your local station.
Junior candy sundae with M&M's, huh?
Yeah, man, I got mine with Oreos. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, last week I brought a date here.
Oh, nice.
This is how cool she is. Everything she orders is off the everyday value menu.
Ooh, that's good.
So I'm like,
convenient.
well, you're a cheap date. And she was like, excuse me? Oh, I'm sorry. I think she's hard of hearing. So I'm like, you're a cheap date.
The everyday value menu at Sonic. Value knows no time of day. So drive in anytime for small tots or grab a delicious chicken strip sandwich. Sonic's everyday value menu. Served all day, every day, starting at just $1 each.
One of the best teams ever. Wins every game except one.
Has done it. Duke has upset UNLV.
College basketball. Expect anything.
Don't miss The Big Bang Theory. Monday after 2.5 Men, only CBS.
I was in college once. I know what it's like to be on a budget. That's why right now, I'm offering the Jumbo Deal. It's a Jumbo Jack, 2 of my classic tacos, fries, and a drink for only $3.49. Man, that's a lot of food. It'll fill you up and let you save money for important things. Like school supplies.
What's going on, Mr. 1-800-DENTIST?
Well, since you wouldn't call or go to our website, I'm bringing dentists to you.
Well, that's helpful.
All you have to do is pick one.
Oh, all right. Who's open on Saturdays? Who has nitrous oxide? Who takes my insurance? Who offers financing? Who likes long walks on the beach?
Don't abuse the system. Get matched with a great dentist today. 1-800-DENTIST.
A sport-tuned, high-flow exhaust system delivers more power. Electric power steering delivers a precise and efficient way of using it. The powerful Acura TL. The most innovative thinking you'll find in an Acura.
Take advantage of attractive financing on select Acura models for well-qualified customers.
High-def Doppler is live and interactive at CBS5.com.
CBS Sports presents AT&T at the half. Your world delivered.
Hi again, everyone. Welcome to AT&T at the half. I'm Tim Brando with the score in Berkeley. Oregon State and Cal tied at 28. The man with all the box scores, Seth Davis of Sports Illustrated, joins me. You know, Cal needs to really roll here. They're one of the few teams out of that league that could get an at-large bid.
Well, they got to start by hitting three-point shots, which is supposed to be their specialty. They're only 2 for 10 right now. Obviously, Oregon State only scored 35 points in the loss to Stanford, so they have the pace of this game where they want it to be. Once those shots start falling for Cal, then they should be able to create a little breathing room.
All right, let's get you caught up on other scores. Starting starting with a game others are watching on CBS. Ohio State and West Virginia. Evan Turner had that back injury about 6 weeks ago. He's been back for a couple of weeks. It's made a huge difference for the Bucs. David Lighty with the pass to Evan Turner. And watch this little 360. I'd say the back is smooth now. 8-0 Bucs.
Yeah, this has been all Buckeyes here in the first half. John Diebler's 3 for 4 from behind the arc, and Turner going to drive to the hoop. William Buford's been terrific. Ohio State has gone zone for much of this first half, has really confused West Virginia, and Devin Ebanks once again has been a total non-factor.
You know Huggy Bear is going to talk to him at halftime. All right, Kansas at Iowa State. Watch this nice move. Brady Morningstar, normally a three-point shooter, feeding Marcus Morris for the easy lay-in.
Yeah, this is a very tough week for Iowa State, losing their guard, Lucas Steiger. He took a professional contract in Germany. They've been playing Kansas pretty tough, and here's the freshman, Xavier Henry, for the Jayhawks. I think he needs to be a little bit more aggressive offensively, take some of the heat off of Sharon Collins. Right now, Kansas by 13.
All right, 38-25. Now, Marquette and Syracuse, is there ever an easy game for anybody in the Big East? Acker dishing to Darius Johnson, Odom for the 3.
Well, of course, Marquette's lost 4 games now inside the Big East by 2 points or fewer, including by 1 at DePaul. They started off well in the first half, but Syracuse closed the half with a 7-0 run, looking to hold serve at home and try to stay pace with Villanova in the Big East.
They want to keep that elite status. They need to win at home. They've already lost a bit there. Okay, Temple and Fordham, 62-45. The Owls rolling there. The Butler did it, is playing at Illinois Chicago. It's 37-26 at the break. And down to the SEC we go. Ole Miss is ranked. Tasman Mitchell and Bo Spencer just don't have a lot of help this year. They're going to have a great season next year. A top 10 recruiting class coming in.
Well, Andy Kennedy's bunch is having a pretty strong year, trying to keep pace in the SEC, and that's going to be Tasman Mitchell putting it in with the foul at the end of the first half. Terrence Henry going to dribble it left, pull up, nail the 3. That's what Ole Miss does. They're not very strong inside, but they can really shoot the pill, and they're doing it today.
Rico White and Chris Warren, 2 of the best guards you'll find in tandem in the country. All right, on to the ACC we go. Boston College, Virginia Tech. Rakim Sanders with the jumper, and hokey high. The boys for VPI up by 1.
Yeah, tried to win this game here in Blacksburg. Virginia Tech tried to put together that NCAA tournament resume for Seth Greenberg. That's Victor Davila inside, and then Malcolm Delaney going to feed Dorenzo Hudson for the 3. But Boston College has really been struggling this year, so Virginia Tech cannot afford to go 1-3 with this kind of a loss at home.
They haven't had a bad loss so far this year. That's what he's not been able to escape, Seth, in past years. DePaul and Notre Dame now. Tyrone Nash finding Ben Hansbrough, the Mississippi State transfer, gets the tray.
And he's going to pass here to Tim Abromaitis. He's really passed the ball beautifully this season for Notre Dame. Been a nice addition, and this is Notre Dame, so we got to show you the goatee making the mid-range jumper, putting him up by 8 at that point. And then Abromaitis, this is really what he does, make 3-pointers. He's having a terrific season, and Notre Dame obviously needs to win this one at home.
The goatee getting it done. All right, coming up, a look at today's early action, including Villanova trying to remain unbeaten in the Big East when AT&T at the half continues.
AT&T is the nation's fastest 3G network, so you can download faster on your smartphone than Verizon. To prove it, I'm downloading myself on both networks at the same time. AT&T download's done. Verizon, sorry, your time's up. Look at this AT&T download. Hi.
When you compare, there's no comparison.
Oh, no, this...
AT&T.
That's just not right.
A better 3G experience. Get 50% off all BlackBerry smartphones after mail-in rebate.
You remember me? You gave me that 5-layer burrito for
89 cents.
Yes.
It's an inside deal for everyone. Layers of seasoned beef, cheddar cheese, and a hidden layer of nacho cheese sauce. It's Taco Bell's new beefy 5-layer burrito for just 89 cents. Why pay more?
Rogaine? I'm just a skeptic, so I don't necessarily believe that anything's going to work. But I was like, hey, this actually works.
Only Rogaine foam is shown to regrow hair in 85% of guys.
I'll check it out, and I'm like, nice.
Rogaine foam. Stop losing, start gaining.
Luckily, State Farm has some helpful ways to plan for your future. Not just car insurance, but car loans and life insurance, too.
It's a miracle.
Oops. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The world around us is full of possibilities. At Oregon State University, we're making them a reality. Ensuring the water you drink is clean. Driving innovations to produce healthy foods and feed a hungry world. harnessing clean, renewable energy to power your life. Our solutions are making a difference you can see every day. That's what it means to be powered by Orange.
When you hit the quarterback, that's a great feeling. But actually, solving a math problem gives me a bigger buzz. Even if the process is very strenuous, just the satisfaction at the end that you found the answer was just always something I liked. The hardest aspect is proofs, when you have to explain why something exists instead of just assuming it exists. UCLA's math program is no cakewalk, but at the end, there's a great reward.
The best place on television to see every game in the NCAA tournament is with Mega March Madness and DirecTV.
CBS Sports presents AT&T at the Half. Your world delivered.
Welcome back to AT&T at the Half. Tim Brando along with Seth Davis. Let's get you caught up now in action from earlier today, including a couple of games seen here on CBS. Michigan State and Minnesota. Kalen Lucas is going to pop the tray here at 60-58. They made a nice comeback in the first half, and then Lawrence Westbrook drives, makes the acrobatic shot off the glass. They're up 4 now.
And once again, Michigan State woke up defensively late in the game, and then Kalen Lucas with the shot of the game, the big-time three, putting them up by 3. And look at all that contact. Lawrence Westbrook can't get the call. At home, no less, they don't get the call. But a very gutsy win for the Spartans, who are off to a 7-0 start for the first time in their history in the Big Ten.
That's got to be a block or it's got to be something.
Something.
Mississippi State and Alabama. Scenario Hillman kicks it out to Mikhail Torrance. He drains the tray, 56-49 Bama.
You know what, Anthony Grant's Alabama Crimson Tide have been knocking on the door. A lot of close games in the SEC, haven't been coming up with wins. They were able to do that today, and this is going to be D-Boss kicking it out of the wing for Mississippi State with a chance to tie it up. Out of bounds, and Alabama survives. Nice win.
Got to know where you are. It's 50 feet wide. 62-57 Alabama. Villanova and St. John's. Scotty will Reynolds rep feed this one to Isaiah Armwood, who finishes with a dunk.
Yeah, St. John's took a nice double-digit lead in the first half of this game. This is late in the game. DJ Kennedy cutting the Nova lead down to 7, but boy, Scotty Reynolds could be your Big East Player of the Year, maybe a National Player of the Year type of candidate. Again, the dish to Armwood, and Villanova gets the road win. Still perfect in the Big East.
Might we be talking about back-to-back Final Fours for Jay Wright? Georgetown and Rutgers. Hoyas rolling now. They seem to be kicking it in high gear. Greg Monroe all but unstoppable in that one, 88-63. Be sure to visit CBSSports.com tonight for a wrap-up of all the day's NCAA basketball action. Get the latest score, stats, highlights, video highlights, and in-depth analysis from our team of experts only at CBSSports.com. A reminder, coming up next, our college basketball triple hitter continues with #1 Texas visiting #21 Connecticut. Now, who are the players we're watching for in this one?
Well, yeah, I'm looking at the wings, and with Texas, obviously, you got to start with Damian James, a 6'7" senior forward who's just been sensational. Again, a National Player of the Year candidate. He's 9th in the country in rebounds at 11 per game, also in the top 10 in the Big 12 in steals and scoring, but did not shoot the ball well against Kansas State, only 3 for 12. Fortunately, UConn has a player who can go at James at both ends of the floor, and that's Stanley Robinson. Very similar set of skills, a nice long player. Getting out on the wing, I think, will be able to disrupt Damian James defensively. More important, UConn really needs to execute their half-court offense, get fast breaks when they can, but when they're in the half-court, work the shot clock, make Texas play a little bit of D.
All right, AT&T at the half continues in a moment.
Here's one for you. If me and Buster were hanging over a cliff, and you could only save one of us, which one would you save?
Easy, you.
Ooh, me or your mom?
Sorry, Mom.
You're Miller Lite.
Oh, man. How high's the cliff?
Do you love the taste of your beer this much? Well, you could. Try the great Pilsner taste of a triple hops brewed Miller Lite. Taste greatness.
If me and Buster are hanging off a cliff, what is she talking about? I know.
Oh, and this one is tied up. Time up, Boston.
Man, I wish this game would never end. Hey, send it into overtime. Yeah, no problem.
Boston's going to get one last chance. It's the pass up to Hampton for the win. Oh, he loses control. This one is going into overtime.
Buffalo Wild Wings, you have to be here.
West Coast Appeal is having the 50-yard line in the backyard of the entertainment capital of the world.
Where the Field of Dreams is an environment on and off the field.
It's the sounds of the crowd echoing off Puget Sound.
When the sun shines, no matter what the score.
West Coast Appeal has center court in the center of the technology universe.
Catch every game of the first 3 rounds in their entirety with Mega March Madness as DirecTV supplements CBS's coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship.
Catch TV's #1 comedy, 2.5 Men, Monday, only CBS. When it comes to home improvements, you want a company that'll give you everything it promises. Sincere Home Decor does that and more, from in-house designers to choosing appliances. Creating your dream room just got easy. Sincerely. Sincere Home Decor. Sincere services with sincere prices.
Radar to help watch for the unforeseeable. Infrared to help protect. Satellites to help guide. Electricity to adjust how powerfully or efficiently you drive. Someday, we'll all drive like this. The first ever HS Hybrid. Only at your Lexus dealer.
Maaco paints over 500,000 cars every year, more than anyone else. And no one gets you back faster.
And now, back by popular demand, Maaco's having the sale you've been waiting for. Our presidential paint half-price sale now only $249.
The new CBS 5 app is free on your iPhone.
CBS Sports College Basketball coverage is sponsored by Buffalo Wild Wings. You have to be here. The all-new 2010 Lexus GX. And by DirecTV. To get the most out of your high-def TV, you gotta hook it up to DirecTV. Just saw an area called The Bench, which holds about 900 students here in Berkeley. 28-28 as we get you ready for second half action. Cal and Oregon State. Welcome back courtside, everybody. Ian Eagle along with Jim Spinarco here in the Pac-10. Never quite know what you're going to get. Cal, major favorite going into this game, had been playing fairly consistent. Oregon State had been struggling. Both teams didn't shoot the ball well, but it plays to the strength of Oregon State in the first half.
It sure does. Cal likes to score at 80 points a game. Oregon State at 60. 28-28 works right in Oregon State's favor in terms of the tempo. So there's clearly no doubt about it the first half. Nice seamless game for Oregon State in terms of tempo.
And Cal having issues with their leading scorer as Jerome Randall had his problems. Normally he can get it going very quickly for Cal and set the tempo.
And right there, a shot he usually makes, but here it's like out of sync, going down the floor, just turning the basketball over. The jumper is not going down. 1 of 7. Keep in mind, though, he's a competitor. He's going to look to keep going up and down, and we'll keep an eye on his sore knee, because it seems to me that it is slowing him down just a touch.
Right now, let's take a look at our LG first half stats. 38% from the field for Oregon State. Cal at 37%. Beavers didn't make a three-point shot. Cal was 2 of 10. Oregon State taking advantage of the free throw line. They limited turnovers in that first half. And overall, Oregon State has to be thrilled with where they stand, tied at 28 with the Pac-10 leader, California, here at Haas Pavilion. So we're underway in the second half. Theo Robertson didn't have much of a role in that first half. Jamal Boykin did. Boykin, the senior, now has 8 points, and he's given Cal a 2-point lead.
That was a set call coming out of the halftime break to bring the 1-3-1 at them and look for the foul line jump shot. You could tell Boykin was thinking about that for the last 10 minutes.
Haynes gets it inside. Burton getting the nod to start playing the second half. Gorgeous feed on the inside as he finds Calvin Haynes underneath. Pull-up pop. Robertson. Theo Robertson, one of the leaders of this team. 5th-year senior from Pittsburgh, California. Smart, steady, consistent, versatile. You name it. He does a little bit of everything for this Golden Bear squad.
Not only his first bucket to go down on him, but how about first shot attempt also?
Half-court set here for Oregon State. Burton gives it up. He got poked to the outside. Oregon State will hold on to it with Tarver.
They got to hurry now.
And Burton missed it on the interior. Cal pushing tempo. Robertson, the curl to the rim. Offensive foul. Or is it? Yes, Oregon State headed in the other direction. Theo Robertson trying to force the action on the inside.
And you'll see Burton stand still right there. Takes the shot to the chest. Good call from the officials. And great recognition by Burton, who just missed that little tipsy-do layup down the other end of the floor. 3 fouls on Robertson. So a key play right there, just 2 minutes deep here.
Tarver gives it up on the perimeter. Haynes. Two-man game with Tarver. Oregon State down by 2. Schoftenar. On a dump down for Burton. 7 to shoot. Burton using his body. And the leaner doesn't go. Look at Randall in the open floor.
Good swing pass.
Robertson, long three. Theo Robertson shoots it at 46% from beyond the arc. He played mostly inside his first 2 years with the program out of De La Salle High School.
Against Oregon, had a nice shooting night the other night.
At Burton, excellent position for Joe Burton. He's lost about 50 pounds, now listed at 295.
And they are starting to feature him here in the second half, down on the blocks. That's the 3rd straight time he's had touches down there.
Off balance, Jamal Boykin using the window. And the pace is picked up for Cal.
Yeah, it has, because they're making shots, which gets them comfortable and a little more energy at the defensive end of the floor.
And they're just getting into their sets a little earlier. Tarver being defended by Robertson. They spread the floor now with Cunningham. 15 to shoot. Burton gives up his dribble. Oregon State 2 and 4 in conference play. Haynes had it knocked away and a steal for Cal.
They got numbers again if they hurry.
Randall pull-up jump. He drains it.
Might be time to talk things over if you're Oregon State right now, because what was a deadlock at halftime has really drifted out of their favor.
Golden Bears have their largest lead. California shooting 5 of 5 in the second half. They take a 39-32 advantage over Oregon State.
So, heading to the doctor? Yeah. You gonna ask him this time? About what? Our erectile dysfunction. Shh, no, I don't want to talk about it. Look, you're not alone. Millions of men with ED have talked to their doctors. I don't know. We can do this. Okay.
Talking to your doctor about ED may be the last thing you want to do, but it's definitely a conversation worth having. 20 million men have had their Viagra talk. When you're ready for yours, you'll find helpful tips on talking to your doctor at Viagra.com. Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Don't take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing. Talk to your doctor today and ask if Viagra is right for you.
What's the deal with all these people rushing to work, drinking their mochachinos, cappuccinos, chocolatinos? Take a look at this, the Denny's Meat Lovers Trio. It's one of 3 new dishes for breakfast lovers being served for a limited time. I'd take one of these over a whatever chino any day.
My brother and I are the defending champions.
You guys are going to get creamed. Yes! Pulitzer pass a lot.
Bring it, Donnie.
At first, we were against it. He's so not your type. He goes out like every night. You know, eventually he took to what she liked and he learned about her. Yeah. And he really made an effort. But there really is a fine line between romance and stalking. Yeah, but he walked it like a pro.
Introducing Bud Light Golden Wheat. Light beer, huge flavor. They hooked up, and you're gonna fall in love.
The PGA Tour on CBS kicks off at Torrey Pines with Phil Mickelson leading the charge. The Farmers Insurance Open next weekend on CBS.
For the first time in 24 years, the Pac-10 does not have a team in the top 25 for consecutive weeks. Mike Montgomery is hoping to change that with this Cal team. Golden Bears could be the best of the bunch in the Pac-10. Obviously, they're going to have to prove it in conference play. They're 4-2 so far. Preseason pick to win the conference championship. They have won 3 of their last 4 games and an 11-4 run to start this second half.
And they can be explosive too. And the thing about it is the last game against Stanford, they were only up 6 points at the half and really won by 24. So in that second half, they have the ability to explode. They put up points in a hurry, and they got to be careful, Oregon State, now that they don't get that happening to them.
Cunningham with an answer off the timeout. He's got 12 points. His career high is 13. 39-34 Cal. Craig Robinson will switch up defenses. Bread and butter is the 1-3-1, but you'll see 2-3 zone as well. Robertson over the zone. And a scramble for the loose ball. Out of bounds. Cal will retain it. When we come back, 15:46 to play. Second half, Oregon State in a 5-point hole on the road.
Well-informed people are considering Chevy Malibu.
You a cop?
No.
You didn't hear from me, but this Malibu, it's a best buy.
I heard that from Consumer's Digest.
It offers better highway mileage than a comparable Camry or Accord.
Estimated 33 highway. I saw that on the EPA site.
So how come the Malibu costs so little?
It's a Chevy.
You have cop hair.
The award-winning Chevy Malibu. Compare it to anyone, and may the best car win.
The greatest survivors are back. Heroes vs. Villains. Premiere CBS Thursday, February 11th.
Smart & Final has huge savings on over 2,500 club buys throughout the store. Like Prego mushroom spaghetti sauce. It's almost 27 cents per ounce at a leading supermarket, but Smart & Final's club buy is less than 6 cents an ounce. A savings of 80% at Smart & Final.
Conventional automotive frames absorb energy. But this one does more. It collapses in some areas while staying rigid in others to help redirect energy around the cabin and away from you. The ACE body structure in the Acura MDX. The most innovative thinking you'll find in an Acura.
Enough of this HD talk from those satellite guys. Let's get some things straight. Comcast has more HD than satellite. More favorite shows in HD. More movies in HD. And oh yeah, Comcast has 2,600 on-demand choices in HD, which is way more than satellite. Plus tons of live sports. All the best channels, all in HD. Bottom line, Comcast always has more HD than satellite. Sign up now to get Comcast Digital TV with HD for a great price. Just call 1-800-COMCAST.
Smart & Final has huge savings on over 2,500 club buys throughout the store. Like Precious Mozzarella, it's over 53 cents per ounce at a leading supermarket, but Smart & Final's club buy is less than 13 cents an ounce. A savings of 76% at Smart & Final.
High-def Doppler is live and interactive at CBS5.com.
California with a 39-34 lead here at home. Haas Pavilion tomorrow. CBS Sports, home of Super Bowl 44, brings you the AFC Championship. Mark Sanchez and the Jets take on Peyton Manning and the Colts for a trip to Miami. It all begins with JB, Dan, Coach, Shannon, and Boomer, a special playoff edition of the NFL Today. One of the key matchups, Reggie Wayne, Pro Bowl wide receiver for the Colts, going against pound for pound, maybe the best cover corner in the NFL, Darrelle Revis. You're a football aficionado, Jimmy.
I am. Does the Jets' magic continue is what I'm wondering.
No, that's what I would be wondering. I would ask you as the analyst, yes or no?
No.
All right, you don't want to offend anybody, but you got to be honest.
Right, exactly.
39-34, Cal in front.
If it was a 3-game series, which it's not, I'd say the Colts 2 out of 3, but who knows? This may be the one.
Amoki, ball fake, and to the rim, athletic play by Omandi Amoki. Missed the 07-08 season with a right calf injury. Now a sophomore for Cal, 41-34.
Cal has a lot better bounce collectively in their team, especially at the offensive end of the floor.
Shoftanar spin to the rim, and he's called for steps. Oregon State turns it over.
A little bit of the energy being sapped out of Oregon State here. First 5 minutes deep in the second half.
7th turnover for the Beavers. They average 16.5 per game. Randall taking his time. Being watched by Tarver out front. Randall, a lot of dribbling, 17 to shoot.
Back to their matchup zone defense.
Randall still handling it, now gives it up for Christopher.
See how if you dribble and you switch with a guy, the new guy picks up the defensive assignment on the ball.
Randall will fire from anywhere. Gets into the lane, the floater doesn't go. Rebounded by Shoftanar.
The fend-off was going to cause a little action here in the crowd.
Dean, the drive, trailing the play, knocked out of bounds off of Cal. And Oregon State will hold on to it.
First half, the shots weren't going down for Cal as easily, but now all of a sudden they're getting some rhythm behind their shots from long range. Very comfortable. Boykin there. Randall coming down and finding it off the dribble.
Dean has it rim out from long range. And the board is claimed by Boykin.
Nice block.
And a slam! A monkey with the throwdown and the foul.
Randall doing that job of directing some traffic also as the Bears build their largest lead right now. A terrific look down to the baseline. And you know what? You have to beat people down the floor to get that kind of position. And Amoki sure does, and he finishes it off.
Chance at a three-point play. Amoki with 8 points. He has been impressive. He's off the mark of the free throw line, a 66% shooter. California's got its largest lead with 6 minutes gone by in the second half, 43-34.
And Craig Robinson really feels he knows that the Cal team well enough to know that they're getting their rhythm. So what does he do now? He has to find a way to get some easy buckets and make sure he gets a free shot and a good look this trip down the floor.
Tarver does not look for a shot very often. Nice entry and the finish by Burton.
Great direction, great sideline coaching to get his team settled down and get them thinking about what they wanted to execute that trip.
Oregon State down by 7. Theo Robertson for Christopher. Good look at the basket, missed it for 3. Dean gets it ahead over the outstretched arm of Tarver. He tracks it down, but he's out of bounds along the sideline.
And that's good to Craig Robinson and coaches in general just walking the sidelines. I mean, it's just frustration. You didn't have numbers to begin with. Settle down, hold on to the basketball. You're down on the road. Every possession is big.
So Josh Tarver will take a seat. Seth Tarver, his brother, in the game for Oregon State. Rainbow delivery doesn't go for Boykin. Cunningham couldn't grab it. And it's out of bounds. Cal will retain it with just under 13 minutes to play in this second half.
And that was Amoki on the boards again for Mike Montgomery's team just then. Guy can rebound, put up 15 rebounds on the board against Ohio State. 11 against the Ducks the last time out.
Boykin off the iron, no good. Cunningham on the push. And Seth Tarver took his eye off the basketball. Another unforced error. 9th turnover for the Beavers.
Well, no way to break that one down, guys. You just got to catch the basketball, get a possession, and get some shots off.
As crisp and under control as they looked in the first half, it's been a 180 here in the second half. We talked about the good, the bad, and the ugly. We've seen it all in this one game.
Yeah, and just there's just the uncertainty right now of what each guy is doing on the floor, and it's kind of a collective miss.
Back door, and a jam for Robertson. Perfectly executed by Cal.
And you start to get distracted on the defensive end, so we're seeing the offense inefficiency lead to inefficiency at the defensive end.
Burton trying to save it. He was out of bounds.
Try to break people down off the dribble. You see the backdoor cut right here. And the delivery. That's because they get Oregon State looking at the basketball. You kind of start leaning up the floor towards the foul line, and backdoors become just easy pickings at that point.
California has 3 players with over 1,000 career points. Randall, Christopher, and Robertson, who you just saw on the jam. He's got 7 points now, Robertson, all in the second half. Randall was hit. It rims out on a 3, and the rebound leaks out to Cal and Robertson. Contact, a blocking foul against Burton for Oregon State. California is now forcing the action in the second half, playing their style. A 45-36 lead. Timeout in Berkeley.
You look different this morning.
Normally I'm dressed.
But you should rethink that, because this is like a really good look for you.
I'm gonna be all alone at my party. It's LA. Nobody RSVPs.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Wow.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
It's Valentine's Day today?
I totally love him.
There you have it, young love, full of promise, ignorant of reality.
Valentine's Day.
Greatest love song of all time.
Rock and roll all night.
That's a stripper song.
Rated PG-13. Starts February 12th. All trucks talk reputation. All trucks talk strength. They all talk craftsmanship. They all talk tough. All trucks talk quality. Our truck backs it up. The most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road. Chevy, America's best truck.
Look, I don't want to work forever.
Then we need to figure this out now. Our nest egg took a real hit.
What's that website your friend mentioned?
RetirementRedZone.com?
That's it, from Prudential.
Yeah, she talked to her financial advisor about what she learned there. Said it really helped her get back on track.
Oh, I like that.
Help get your plan back on track. Watch our educational video at RetirementRedZone.com, the site for the critical years before and after retirement.
Maybe I can retire after all.
Now you're talking.
Click RetirementRedZone.com, then talk to your financial professional.
The Grammy Awards are coming to CBS. What once-in-a-lifetime opening duet will everyone be talking about the next day? We weren't born. Find out live on the Grammys. Here we come, here we go. Sunday, January 31st, only CBS. Here we go.
CBS Sports College Basketball coverage is sponsored by Chevy and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. New Line Cinema's Valentine's Day from the director of Pretty Woman, in theaters February 12th. And by Sears, life well spent. Nearly 3 million people may be affected by the catastrophic earthquake which hit Haiti. You can help by supporting the American Red Cross. Text the word Haiti to 90999 to donate $10 to the Red Cross. Your donation will help victims of the tragic earthquake in Haiti and other relief efforts. That number again is 90999. Here in Berkeley, California, Pac-10 action between California and Oregon State. Cal comes in at 12-6, 4-2 in conference. Oregon State 8-10, 2-4 in Pac-10 play. Cal is shooting it at 57% in the second half. Amoki, air ball on a 3, rebounded by Dean for the Beavers.
Yeah, one of the few trips that did not look good for Cal at the offensive end, but you're right, it's like night and day after shooting 37% in the first half. And a better team chemistry at the offensive end, and their defense has been more reactive to the ball than it was at times in the first half.
Sanders Freisen in the game for Cal. He comes out extending on Dean. Inside it goes, and a foul was called. Coming up Monday on CBS, watch the show that takes awesome to a whole new level. How I Met Your Mother, Monday only, CBS. Amoki called on his third foul for the Golden Bears. Oregon State triggers in. They trail 45-36. Tarver on a spin move gets it back. Wild attempt by Tarver. And a foul called as Shaftanar got a clean look on the inside. And it will be Sanders Freisen with his second personal, the Portland native. Shaftanar will go to the free throw line where he shoots it at 72%. He grew up a big Rick Smits fan. The dunking Dutchman who went to Marist College and then moved on to the Indiana Pacers, had a fine career in the NBA.
He sure did.
Calvin Haynes is in, and it will be Cunningham taking a seat. Schoftenar averaged 10.5 points, 4 rebounds as a junior. His numbers are down in his senior season.
His father was only 7'2", huh? Played a little basketball himself.
His father, Philip, or Philippe, a Dutch player in the 70s. And his mother, Albertine, was a standout high jumper. So strong genes in the Schoftenar family. 45-37. Cal, under 11 minutes to go in this second half from Berkeley. We have not seen vintage Jerome Randall here this afternoon.
Now his job right now, I think, with being slowed down a little bit, is direct the traffic, get this team into an offensive set unlike this one.
Oh, creative play, Jamal Boykin. The ability to take the baseline. He's got 12 points. And California has a 10-point cushion, largest lead of the day for the Golden Bears. Schoftenar, double team comes.
Oh, watch out.
Step through, Randall. He's a dart going to the rim. And he gets the easy bucket. 10 points for Jerome Randall.
Did he ever see that diagonal pass coming? Because he was tough, he's small, he's hard to find sometimes defensively, but a terrific read.
Schoftenar, ball was tipped.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of deflections from the Cal standpoint. Their defense has gone up a couple of notches. So have the fans here in the building. They've recognized the effort and the way their team is playing.
Dean had it poked away. Christopher goes down to get it. Oregon State able to get back. Randall a three. High effort by Boykin. Last touch by Dean. Terrific individual play by Jamal Boykin, just going all out.
Well, they get a soft shot. It doesn't kick out because of the soft shot, but watch this. That is just a fabulous play from an effort standpoint. Boy, and it's a tempo setter for Boykin and company.
He's got a 7'1" wingspan, and he needed every bit of it to save that ball.
And then, you know what? Sometimes you say you get lucky, but you create your lucky bounces, and that was created.
Smooth looking delivery. Theo Robertson, the 5th-year senior. 9 points, all in the second half.
The preseason pick, #1 Cal, starting to look like a preseason #1 pick in the Pac-10.
23-9, Cal's outscored Oregon State in the second half.
Boy, and even the easy ones aren't finding the lid there.
Josh Tarver unable to finish, and Oregon State will retain it with 8:54 to play, second half. Wide open look. Calvin Haynes nails it from long range. 12 points for Haynes, just above his season average. He averaged 13 points per game last year as a sophomore, the leading scorer on the team.
Well, it takes a little air out of the building right here for a second, Ian, because this is starting to go. And let's see if Cal can respond. Good dish down to the post. It's a wide open catch.
Sanders Freisen creating space for himself on the twirl.
Boy, did he ever use 275 pounds to really establish himself, to make him an easy target for Randall coming down the floor. And that's a quick answer to a long bucket by Haynes for the Beavers. Nice step out by the big fella. He's got to hustle back.
Burton goes down. 15 to shoot.
See how difficult it's been to get a good shot off, a deflection. Here we go again.
Christopher with a block on the perimeter. Randall waits for his teammates to get down the floor.
Yep, there's the delay.
Big time move. Patrick Christopher knifing his way to the hoop. Cal is shooting 62% in the second half. Craig Robinson has seen enough.
He sure has. This is their spread out delayed offense system that worked to a T, and they're going to come down the floor and nobody picks up, and they just continue to challenge you.
Sometimes we don't even realize we're being boxed in. We forget how to be free. Until one day, the barriers we always thought were there suddenly weren't. Introducing a TV designed to set your viewing experience free. So is it a TV or something better?
First half scoring, Oregon State and Cal played to a standstill, 28 apiece. Second half, no comparison. Cal has really turned it up a notch. And we know that this Golden Bears team can score and score in bunches. We've seen a whole new flow since halftime for Mike Montgomery's squad.
Yeah, and interesting enough with Craig Robinson at the other side coaching the Oregon State team. What did he say to us before the game? What team is going to show up? One team showed up in the first half. Not sure it's the same team here in the second.
Backdoor, Cunningham getting position, and Schaftenar gave it up. Schaftenar plays in that point forward role, but a little less of that this season. 14 points for Cunningham. That's a new career high for the freshman. 55-42, Cal.
Yeah, you see in their four-man set, wait for the screen to come up.
Golden Bears have made their last 5 from the field. Sanders Freisen on a kickout. Randall makes a cut, pull up, pop. Smooth delivery for the diminutive Jerome Randall. 5'10", 172 pounds out of Chicago.
And when he gets it like that, he breaks you down. I mean, it's a very slight thing in terms of the way he brings it to the middle of the floor with his left hand to pull up jump shot. You don't see it that often, but he's terrific at it.
Haynes open look. That's a 3 for Calvin Haynes.
Haynes is keeping him around a little bit, isn't he?
15 for Haynes. Played high school basketball with Los Angeles Laker Jordan Farmar at Taft High School. 12-point differential. Off the entry feed, foul is called on Joe Burton, trying to disrupt the interior feed. Mike Montgomery, the 15th coach in Cal history, it's turned out to be a good fit with Montgomery and the Golden Bears.
Your new Energy Star qualified Kenmore lead is ready to go.
So, you're just gonna dump the old one into the ocean somewhere?
Dylan?
Actually, Dylan, Sears joined forces with the EPA to make sure it's recycled the right way.
That's rad.
It is rad. It's called responsible appliance disposal.
So it's rad literally?
Literally.
Sears, the only retailer recognized by the EPA for responsible appliance disposal. Get 10 to 20% off all appliances. Sears, life well spent.
You remember me? You gave me that 5-layer burrito for
89 cents.
Yes.
It's an inside deal for everyone. Layers of seasoned beef, cheddar cheese, and a hidden layer of nacho cheese sauce. It's Taco Bell's new beefy 5-layer burrito for just 89 cents. Why pay more?
Well, look who's here. It's Ellen.
Hey, Mayor Wade, how you doing?
Great. Come on here. Would you like to see our new police department?
Yeah, all right.
Right this way. And here it is.
completely networked.
So anything happening, Suze?
She's all good.
Oh my gosh. Is that my car?
The new community. See it, live it, share it on the Human Network. Cisco.
Mr. Palomalo?
Yeah.
You need any help?
Mm-mm.
You want my Coke Zero?
Nah.
Really? You can have it.
A Coke Zero and a smile.
We're Coke brand managers. Coke Zero stole our taste, and they are not stealing our commercial. Hey, that was for me. Is he coming? Is he coming?
Coke Zero has a light. Have a Coke Zero and a smile.
Cats.
Da 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 da.
Enterprise, hi. I'm at the repair shop. I need to rent a car.
Enterprise will arrange to pick you up,
This is great.
drive you to our place, and get you on your way. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Here at Haas Pavilion, game summary. Cal with a 57-45 lead over Oregon State. Golden Bears have gotten their shooting percentage up to 49%, and they are dominating in transition 12-2. Ian Eagle along with Jim Spinarkle, the rest of our CBS crew. This is what we expected from Cal, not necessarily in the first half, but in the second half, more of a free-flowing offense and getting into their sets very quickly, more decisive.
Absolutely, and I think the thing about good teams are, and Cal has struggled on and off a little bit, they're starting over the last 4 games to get their rhythm back, though. the ability to take another team that has commanded the tempo of a game like Oregon State did in the first half, but then win it back in the second half. And I think that's a pretty good sign of a team that can play at both different styles, but command it and then ultimately take control to this point with their style.
Second half shooting, 64% for Cal. Just one turnover. After the timeout, Christopher, that's a tough shot on a fadeaway. And long rebound to Seth Tarver.
You need to be efficient at the offensive end right now and make sure you work the ball for Oregon State, because you just do not want to settle. But the problem is when you're playing from behind, Ian, it's tough to get any runs going because you're real deliberate at the offensive end.
Working the perimeter, now try to get it inside for Burton. Tarver, pull-up jump, in and out.
Wow, how did that come out?
Burton, the rebound, tried the reverse. That won't go. And Cal comes away with a loose ball.
Maybe my eyes are deceiving me a little bit, but boy, did that ever look like it was a bucket.
Randall had it knocked away, and now Oregon State with a break opportunity, but Tarver couldn't secure it. Randall slows it down for Cal, and we will hit the 5-minute mark of this second half.
Great look. Great look.
Sanders Freisen was fouled on the interior. Coming up Tuesday on CBS. To find a missing agent, the NCIS team will use every means necessary, but will it be enough? A new episode of TV's #1 news show. It's NCIS Los Angeles, Tuesday, only CBS. California trying to improve to 13-6 on the season. Cunningham called on his second foul. Nice job there by the young man. He's been all over it here this afternoon. Get it in for Boykin. Cunningham draws the assignment on the outside, and they'll clear it for Randall. Robertson on a dump down. Sanders Freisen. He wants it. And it's going the other way. Sanders Freisen swinging the elbows, trying to get himself into position.
You just can't point that elbow at a player like that and pivot at the same time.
Third foul on Sanders Freisen, the junior college transfer. Came from South Plains Community College in Texas. Before that, Eastern Arizona College. Oregon State down by 12. Hard drive. Oh, pretty play. Jared Cunningham with a chance at 3. 16 for Cunningham. Sanders Freisen with his 4th personal.
And watch the drive right through the middle here in terms of throwing his body. Knows he's going to get hit and then pushes the ball away. So Cunningham giving them a nice effort this afternoon. And going quickly on is something that they're going to have to think about with 4.5 and change left.
So Sanders Freisen will sit. This kid's a good player. Cunningham, only a freshman, growing into the role, getting the start here this afternoon. Comes up short. Rebound action. And controlled by Burton and the Beavers.
Here he goes again.
Cunningham. Foul called as he continues to create, slashing towards the rim.
It's kind of, I know he is a freshman that you stated. Not playing like one right now, though. He's in a tough situation on the road in a big conference here. He's going and challenging people. Look at the difference right there. 4 times the season average. But forget about the point productivity. I look at young players and you look at their mental edge. He's got a little mental edge that's a positive.
73% shooter.
Greg Robinson making that comment before the game that he likes this core of young players that he has.
Kevin McShane is one of them, the walk-on sophomore. Checks back in. Cunningham drains a pair. It's a 7-0 run for Oregon State, making this one interesting with 4.5 to go.
Nobody ever said they were going to go away, that's for sure.
Beavers come in tied for last place with Oregon in the Pac-10.
Nice hands.
Randall had a tip and a steal. Tarver gets Gets it inside for Haynes, and Oregon State is on a legitimate run. 9-0, 57-51. Beavers trail California with 4:10 to go.
A little more aggressive 1-3-1 out front, and they get some results with a great little dish. Getting back into it.
Look, I don't want to work forever.
Then we need to figure this out now. Our nest egg took a real hit.
What's that website your friend mentioned?
RetirementRedZone.com?
That's it, from Prudential.
Yeah, she talked to her financial advisor about what she learned there. Said it really helped her get back on track.
Oh, I like that.
Help get your plan back on track. Watch our educational video at RetirementRedZone.com, the site for the critical years before and after retirement.
Maybe I can retire after all.
Now you're talking.
Click RetirementRedZone.com, then talk to your financial professional.
California was comfortably in front. Oregon State has fired back into it, 57-51 with 4:10 to play in this second half. It's a 9-0 run for the Beavers.
A little more extension to three-quarter court, trying to trap. There it is. Whoop, 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 whoop. Go after the ball. Good job by the Beavers just then.
Randall almost traveled with that pivot foot just staying put.
But you get a guy losing his balance, it's a great time to attack. Oh,
dangerous feed. It's caught by Christopher. Out of bounds. Cal will hold on to it with 12 to shoot when we come back. We've got under 4 minutes to play. Cal's lead is down to 6.
Verizon makes a big deal about their maps, but when you look a little closer, their story begins to fall apart. See, AT&T lets you talk on the phone while you surf the web. Verizon doesn't. AT&T has the most popular smartphones and the nation's fastest 3G network. Verizon doesn't. Glad that's cleared up.
Oh. AT&T, a better 3G experience. Get an exclusive Pantech messaging phone free after mail-in rebate, only from AT&T.
I've set up this simulation so that we, the Donalds, can practice against the Mannings before the big race.
Great idea.
Terrific. You just lost to a piece of cardboard.
So what are you gonna have?
I'm gonna have one of these under 550 calorie meals.
Applebee's new unbelievably great tasting and under 550 calories menu. It's all the taste and none of the trade-offs.
That's under 550 calories?
And it's another reason why there's no place like the neighborhood.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Does Charlie Daniels play a mean fiddle?
That's how you do it, son. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Get to his house. He has 13 monkeys.
You know, there's something I've been wanting to tell you. I love you.
And I...
So cute.
Another Miller Lite?
I'd love one. Thank you.
Do you love the taste of your beer this much? Well, you could. Try the great Pilsner taste of a triple hops brewed Miller Lite. Taste greatness.
Gorgeous. Look at you. Look at you.
The Jets' miraculous run continues. Now they face Peyton Manning and the Colts for the AFC Championship, and the winner is going to the Super Bowl Sunday on CBS.
Coming up next, hoop heavyweights hit head-on as Damian James and the top-ranked Texas Longhorns battle the UConn Huskies here on the home of the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship, CBS Sports. Spoke with Craig Robinson before the game, and Jimmy, you asked him, how do you change a culture? And he said it's all about accountability. We're running harder practices. We expect better execution. And I think that's why the frustration really built up after their 35-point performance at Stanford on Thursday night. The up-and-down nature of this team. We've seen the good Oregon State team here over the last 4 minutes.
And he, as I said before, he just really gets it.
Shot clock is down to 3. Robertson lets it fly. 3-ball rims out, and it's rebounded by Cunningham. Oregon State still very much alive with 3.5 to play, down by 6.
And now because Craig Robinson's squad has chopped into this lead, they can go back to playing their style if they want at the offensive end. Be more methodical and patient.
Schuftenar comes up short on the baby hook.
Just not getting that extension and clearing it up high enough on the glass. A little bit of a short arm, if you will.
He is 2 of 8 from the field.
And you can just see the frustration on his face.
Christopher, backdoor, denied, foul called. Shaftanar with a Moki going strong.
Well, at first, you see the back door is going to go this way right there. So he gets the ball. Looks like it's all ball up top, which it is. But down below, there's the glide and the bump with the body from the big fella.
Omondi Amoki at the line, 66% shooter. He's now 1 of 2 on the day. California leads by 7. 9 points for Amoki as McShane heads to the bench. The sophomore missed it, rebounded by Robertson. He does so many little things for this team. Tip ball and controlled by Cal. Randall circling and will slow things down and get California into a set.
I like that decision by Randall. I'm not sure about that one, though.
Out of bounds. He threw that ball to Montgomery. (58-51). We've got 2:42 left to play. Second half here in Berkeley.
They've been trying to get it to the blocks the last few possessions. Good back door.
And Cunningham had it knocked away. Tarver outside for Shaftanar. Haynes with the curl. Needs some help. Shaftanar gives up his dribble. Diagonal feed. Cunningham, tough shot. Rebound. Tarver couldn't grab it. And a tie-up. Oregon State has the possession arrow.
Yeah, they were looking for a timeout, but there wasn't clear possession, although Robertson once again really thinking and playing at the same time.
Craig Robinson in his second year as the head coach of the Beavers. 4th year overall as a head man. Spent 2 years at Brown.
Drafted by the Sixers.
He was out of Princeton, 2-time Ivy League Player of the Year. Coached at Northwestern for 10 years as an assistant, so he said that really equipped him to handle this situation. Generations of losing. Similar situation at Northwestern, and just now they're beginning to really turn it around in the Big Ten.
Yeah, and some guys and coaches don't understand that concept of how to rebuild. They really don't figure it out from the start. He's got it figured out. That's what I said before. He's got a plan. It's going to work, I bet, too.
And Haynes got bumped as Patrick Christopher had the defense. 4th foul on Christopher. First team all Pac-10 last year as a junior from Compton, California. So Haynes heads to the free throw line where he shoots it at 61%. We have 2:10 left. California in front 58-51. Haynes has 17 points. Only 1 free throw attempt on the day. He made it.
And obviously with this time on the clock, you start to think about free throw shooting, right? And one of the strengths of California, 73%, but they have Randall on the team, the point guard who just about is automatic at 93%. So we'll see with the 2:10 left. Still a little ways to go before Oregon State has to go into a fouling mode if they have to, if they're down. Key component, though, of Cal's offense.
Haynes nails a pair, 19 points for the 2-guard.
And then look at the extension now. They're going to wait for it to come across half court, maybe look for a trap if they get lucky. Here comes one. Not a real aggressive one, though.
2 minutes to play. Randall has it stolen away by Haynes. 5-point game. California in front, 58-53. And a touch foul out front on Jerome Randall. 1-and-1 here.
And you take a look at this. When Randall just doesn't get in front of him, Ian, and kind of pushes to the side. You know, anytime an offensive guy, even that far out, it's Randall's mistake for reaching and bumping at that court. But if a guy is going into his offensive move to make a basketball move with the ball and he gets bumped, I don't care how far out on the floor it is, you have to respect it.
Haynes missed it. Offensive rebound. Tarver takes it strong. Counted and a foul. Seth Tarver going to the line. And Oregon Oregon State creeping back into it. It's a 3-point differential with 1:48 to play.
It hits back of the iron, right? Look what happens when you hit back of iron. Sometimes it comes out hard. It skips the block out, man. A terrific finish. You talk about the energy being sapped out of a team, and I thought in the first 5 minutes or so of this half, Oregon State had it sapped out of them. Now all of a sudden they took the injection again of the energy, and they have some good bounce in their legs right now collectively.
Back-to-back misses at the free throw line, though. 58-55 California. 1:32 to go. Robertson, double team comes. Soft double as Tarver backed off, and Montgomery will take a 30-second timeout. It's a 13-1 run for Oregon State. 1:28 to play in Berkeley.
Well-informed people are considering Chevy Malibu.
You a cop?
No.
You didn't hear from me, but this Malibu, it's a best buy.
I heard that from Consumer's Digest.
It offers better highway mileage than a comparable Camry or Accord.
Estimated 33 highway. I saw that on the EPA site.
So how come the Malibu costs so little?
It's a Chevy.
You have cop hair.
The award-winning Chevy Malibu. Compare it to anyone, and may the best car win.
Look at the game reset. Oregon State and Cal, 2 timeouts apiece. 9 team fouls against California, so that could be a key. Possession arrow does favor the Golden Bears with 1:28 left.
And also the 5 fouls for Oregon State tells me right now that you can blitz right now as much as you want, because if you're down, you may have to go to the fouling mode, and you don't want to be in a position where you have to give one up. So when you go look for double teams now, these next couple of double teams are going to be as aggressive as you've seen this afternoon.
Randall gives it up. Robertson pulls the trigger. Oh, 3! Big shot. Theo Robertson, the 5th-year senior.
There was not an aggressive double team that trip, and that allowed Cal to get into a rhythm set offensively.
Haynes, the leaner, comes up short, rebounded by Boykin. 61-55 Cal. We have under a minute to play.
And you may want to go to a fouling mode right now. This
intercepted. Oregon State down by 6. We've got 45 seconds left. Hard drive. Haynes, the layup goes. A creative play by Calvin Haynes. He's got 21, and he cuts the Cal lead to 4 with 43.3 on the clock. Timeout taken. We'll come back to Haas Pavilion. A tight one in the Pac-10. Saturday afternoon on the West Coast.
Sometimes we don't even realize we're being boxed in. We forget how to be free. Until one day, the barriers we always thought were there suddenly weren't. Introducing a TV designed to set your viewing experience free. So is it a TV or something better?
Jimmy, it looked like the rout was on in the second half. Cal had taken control, but Craig Robinson's Oregon State Beavers able to battle back against Mike Montgomery and the Golden Bears. Game reset. Oregon State has a timeout remaining. Cal has 2. The foul situation, 19 fouls against Cal, 5 for Oregon State. Cal led 57-42. But the Golden Bears went on a 5.5-minute drought without a field goal.
Really can attack the ball. See, you don't want to give that one up that quickly by yourself. With your back to the basketball, just Ian, unless you have somebody coming in to double team. Now, with that concept just then, Craig Robinson may be going to the early foul routine right now to get that one wasted off the board. Let's see how they play this right here.
6th team foul.
Yeah, he's trying to go for it. They're going for a swipe. They didn't get the call.
Down to 36 seconds left. Now they back off.
You don't want to foul him, though.
Randall, he runs into Cunningham and a foul called with 31.2. They had a chance to get Patrick Christopher in the backcourt. So Randall was able to take time off the clock and get himself to the free throw line where he shoots it at 93%.
Plus Christopher is 81%, so they have a couple of guys who can shoot it, but I think if they had to do that all over again, I think that foul would have occurred right back in the backcourt underneath the basket. The most important part, as we always talk about, is keep as much time on the clock as possible so you can stretch it out. And not a bad guy to have at the line at just 93%.
One of the best free throw shooters in the nation. 1-1 for Cal. He is 5 of 5 from the line today. 13 points for the senior, Jerome Randall.
We touched on it at the 2-minute mark, 2:10 or so, thinking that this game might come down to some free throw shooting. And who do you want at the line if you're Cal? Take a guess.
This young man, Randall. 31.2 left on the clock. There's no rim on those attempts.
He's a one-man strategy buster, that guy right there. So if Oregon State can come down and keep going right to the basket, if they have an open three, they want it, but get something on the board right here. There you go.
Haynes takes it hard to the hole, and he lays it in with 25.3.
Now don't let Randall catch the ball.
4-point disparity.
Well, he's not going to catch it because they took him out.
Theo Robertson up ahead for Knezovic.
There you go.
And a foul call. Knezovic is a 75% shooter. How about that idea? Randall's your by far best free throw shooter, and right now he's on the bench behind Mike Montgomery.
Well, we've talked about him having a sore knee and a thigh problem, kind of a deep bruised thigh.
Knezovic is 1 of 2 at the line today. 18.2 remaining. Oregon State desperately needs a miss here on the 1-and-1. And they get it. Rebounded by Shaftanar. Down to 16 seconds left.
You can go right to the bucket still.
Haynes got bumped and hits with 11.4. Oregon State has cut it to 2. And a timeout. 25 for Calvin Haynes. 63-61. Cal trying to hold on at home against the Beavers.
Look, I don't want to work forever.
Then we need to figure this out now. Our nest egg took a real hit.
What's that website your friend mentioned?
RetirementRedZone.com?
That's it, from Prudential.
Yeah, she talked to her financial advisor about what she learned there. Said it really helped her get back on track.
Oh, I like that.
Help get your plan back on track. Watch our educational video at RetirementRedZone.com, the site for the critical years before and after retirement.
Maybe I can retire after all.
Now you're talking.
Click RetirementRedZone.com, then talk to your financial professional.
Oregon State is out of timeouts. Cal still has 2. Golden Bears have a 2-point lead. They've got the ball with 11.4 to play, and they have the possession arrow.
Well, that last part there, the possession arrow, I think very important. A lot of times understated. You know, you have 2 timeouts with your entry. Okay, if you have a problem, if you're Cal, take the timeout and burn that one. So that's not a problem. But if you get the ball in bounds and this team comes at your Oregon State, they may just try to take a 2-second count to try to double team somebody, especially if Randall catches the basketball. So what do you have to do if you're Cal? Remember that you have the possession arrow and don't turn it over and try to make a hero play. Bury the ball, put it in your chest and your stomach, and be satisfied with a tie-up.
11.4 remaining. California with a 63-61 lead over Oregon State.
Now, if you're Oregon State, you got to run somebody, double team somebody. Wherever Randall comes to the basketball, here comes your double team. Good job.
Gutierrez gets it in, and a foul given with 10.1. Theo Robertson, a 78% shooter, will go to the free throw line.
Well, you're playing percentages there, and I think Craig Robinson did exactly what he wanted to do. He told his guys, wherever you see Randall, whatever direction he takes, I think it was out front with Seth Tarver. You're playing the ball, drop off it, and go find him wherever you can to make sure he doesn't catch the ball. End of discussion.
Don't forget, third game of our tripleheader is coming up, Texas and UConn. Important free throw attempt here for Theo Robertson, his first attempt of the day. And he's got it.
See, now I think if you're thinking, right, if you're Oregon State right now, if you're down 3, you're going to need the 3. If you're down 4, I think I would still take it the length of the floor and try to get a quick layup.
The steady senior. He knocks down a pair. 10.1 remaining. It's a 2-possession game. 14 points for Robertson, all in the second half.
If you have an open 3 quickly, nothing wrong with it. But you got to get to the bucket as fast as you can.
Beavers running out of time. Long three. Rims out for Haynes, and that should do it. California holds on. 65-61. They knocked off Oregon State in Berkeley. Coming up next, top-ranked Texas visits UConn. Game 3 of our triple header. For Jim Spanarkel, this is Ian Eagle. So long from Haas Pavilion. 65-61. California wins it. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports, the home of the Men's Basketball Championship.
America's top CEOs are going undercover in their own companies.
Take it too low, Randy. Take it too low.
Oh, man. Undercover Boss premieres CBS after the Super Bowl.
Don't miss CSI. Thursday, only CBS.
Hey, Judith, I'm going to need you to work on Monday.
I can't. It's Mungo Day.
Mungo Day?
It was long ago at the Battle of Glen Kitchedary. There was a bloody fight. Roads were